going on, guys? Welcome back to your favorite construction channel. And we're, like I always say, we're all about bettering the African narrative, okay? So behind me, I know a lot of you have been waiting for this project. A lot of people have been asking. There's one particular person who mentioned that, please show us the project when it's done, you know. So I thought we should use this opportunity to just show you around this project. Some of you have been following it from I think it's about 10 months ago or 11 months ago, because we've been building in small particular phases. But of course, as we talk right now, we are, let's say, 95% done. Still a bit of cleaning to be done here and there. Still a few things to be fixed in here and there. And the client is already starting to move in, but we have to finish what we started, okay? So I've requested for an opportunity so we can be able to film for one last chance, so that anyone out there who wants to see and pick maybe different things here and there on this project, maybe they can learn a thing or two, okay? So I hope you guys are going to enjoy this video. I'm just going to be showing you around, not really too much detail, but just basically showing you around. If I find something I can talk about, we can discuss it in detail, okay? To begin with, this is the gate. As you can see, the outside is here. You can show them here on the, starting from the boundary wall. As you can see right there, this is the gate. As you enter, there's an intercom here. We have cameras up there. We have a solar light. We have 2 cameras there. Actually, if you're to be keen, there are cameras all around the house. As you can see right there on the window right there, there is a camera. As you can see also right there, there are still cameras. As you can see, I'm going to be showing you as we go around. But to start with, I'll begin with this intercom, as you can see here. So the plan also is to actually paint these stones. Yeah. So as you can see, that's an intercom. I'm going to discuss it in detail when we go to the inside. But maybe we can talk about the pavers. This is actually a bit much better than the ordinary pavers that are just made from cement and sand. These are stone dust pavers, and they are also coated. They are very durable, they are heavy duty, and also most importantly, they are very easy to clean. If you've lived in a house with pavers, you must know how tedious it can be to actually clean pavers. But with these ones, it's going to be a bit easier to clean. Even with just rain and all that, the rain can even wash away whatever is. It's not the kind of paver where the dust or the mud gets engraved into the surface of the paver and you have to scrub it so heavily, okay? Yeah, but with that, okay, you can see the parking, very good parking. And those of you who've seen our projects, you realize there's one common thing, by the way. The cantilevers. Cantilevers is basically where there is a structural element, usually a beam, that is hanging on one side. It will either be a corner window, it will either be a balcony or something. And if you look on this project, you have to notice this cantilever. I like it when one structural element is hanging over, that some people wonder how it's actually being supported, yeah? But anyway, that's really a design issue. Anyway, to discuss about the exterior of the house, you can see we also chose to paint the stones, the stones on the plinth wall, all around the house. We painted them dark gray. Not because the stones themselves don't look good, but at some point we want to define exactly the accent of the house. We want to design the accent of the house, what colors we want to be defined by the house, okay? Of course, with those few planters, and also to notice, we used steel windows all throughout, both the burglar and the shutters. They're all steel, but of course with glass. But there are still several options someone else would have used. You could use aluminium, you could use PVC, you could use a lot of other things. But our main look on the exterior was actually doing a Mediterranean style. One thing that I really enjoy about the Mediterranean style is that it's something that can't easily be out-trended. You know how when this area we have things that come and then they're hyped so much and then within a few years they're done, okay? So with this Mediterranean style, there's a certain respect that it has had over a long period of time, that even if you came here 10 years down, 10 years after now, this kind of design will still stand out because it has been there for ages and ages. That's one thing I really love and respect about the Mediterranean kind of design, okay? So anyway, the outside is basically Mediterranean. I'm just going to take you around and show you on the outside. Maybe if I find a few things to discuss, I can share them with you. You can see the cameras I was telling you about. One thing also you might want to notice is that these cameras, whereas you can see them, you don't see any trunkings or wires running on the surface to connect them. It's because everything is planned for in the design, at the design stage of the project, so that nothing is actually just planned after and you find people running wires on the surface to connect cameras and things like that, okay? It's really neatly put together. Then also, of course, planters here, as you can see, they are this one particular type of stones. We usually call them here we locally call them Mombasa stones. These stones, we did not paint them. If you're to see these stones, and also the other ones on the pillars of the gate, you can show them there. So the pillars of the parking, you can see they also were not painted. That was intentional because there is a certain kind of accent that they give to the house that I particularly love, okay? Another balcony, like I showed you in the design. I'm not going to really discuss the design so much because a lot of you know even the design of this very particular house. Actually, the only thing we changed, like I mentioned previously, there are basically two things that we actually changed. One of them was the color of the project. It was initially designed to be a white house, basically white everything, as the client had actually wanted. But then with time, because of the dust and all that, the client finally agreed that we can choose another color, and we ended up choosing gray. But you can see it has basically been like a monochrome. Everything is in gray. When we enter the inside, you also see that there's a lot of white, okay? So the other thing we changed was actually this window that you can see. This window was initially a big window, but then I think we had actually finished even getting the approvals from the local authorities, but then we decided no, let's change the window so you can have more cabinet space on top of the windows. So I think that was something that we are proud of. We are happy that we actually did that adjustment. So to show you around, there's a very big balcony here. Still some cleaning to be done. There are planters all around here, if you can show them here. So ideally, we put these plants here and also we cover them with stone so that dust, when it rains, doesn't cross over from the green area to the pavers. So we want it all neat. If you have maybe dogs and maybe people moving around, we don't want anything like dust or anything like mud, okay? So your pavers can stay clean, your house can stay clean for most of the time at least. Yeah. Of course, remember even here we're supposed to have a pergola shelter. As you can see, the planning is already there. We are still yet to do it. And then also there is still more work that we have to do here in terms of having like a backyard chilling space. Could be a working space, could be a chilling space, or whatever you want to do with it, but the plan is still there for this. Then also you might want to notice how big this balcony is. This balcony actually gets into the living room, so through the kitchen, yeah. But it's a balcony that is big enough to even have a dining, you know, if it's like on a Sunday evening or on a Saturday and you want to, or maybe host a few friends and you want to have, let's say for the girls, you know, you want to host your girls, that is speaking for whoever is going to be the woman of the house, okay? Yeah, you put your round table here and host your girls here. You're in the kitchen cooking, people are still here, you know, you're still having that conversation, you know. But anyway, to not waste too much time there, just to the outside kitchen and the store. And there's also a smaller, as you can see right here. You can come this side. As you can see, this is a corridor for the kitchen. There's a small place here where the rubbish can be kept before they can actually take it. Yeah, so the rubbish can be kept here. There's going to be a very big bin, a dust bin here. So the rubbish can be kept here. And then when it's time to take it out, it can be taken out really well, okay? This right here is also an outside kitchen, okay? And then also one other unique thing that we did here is that we combined the main house together with the boys' quarter, as you can see. Yeah, so the boys' quarter and the main house actually have the same roof, but the boys' quarter is actually accessed from the outside. You can come and show them, as you can see. Yeah, so we have one room here, should be open. You can come and check it out. This is one of the boys' quarter where one of the staff, maybe a maid or whoever it is, can stay here. Then also these tanks that you see here, these platforms that you see here, they're actually basically for collecting rainwater. So there's going to be a big tank here, and also there's going to be another big tank here, and they are both going to be used for collecting rainwater. You can see the gutter system is already in place, if you can show them around. Then also you can see those spotlights, and next to every spotlight you can see there's a breather. Those breathers are used for for ventilating the roof, because sometimes the roof can get so so hot, and it needs to relieve that heat. Otherwise it will release it into the ceiling, and that's not something you want. Okay, yeah, as you can see, there's not so much to show on this side of the outside. Maybe just to note, there is that small kennel that we are putting right there. The client intends to bring dogs, so they might want to have a kennel for their 2 dogs. Okay. Then what else? There's nothing much here, just cleaning, some more cleaning that is needed here. Okay, so I'm going to enter the house. I would want to enter through let me enter through the living room for more clarity. Okay. This one opens all the way like this. This opens all the way like this. So I think it would be ideal that on normal days, yeah, when there are no visitors or what, I think this would be the ideal balcony to use for accessing the house. But anyway, we can discuss that later. So this right here is the house, as you can see. Let me see. You can probably. Okay, those are the lights, as you can see, but you can see there's a lot of natural light that comes in, both from this door, from that window, from that window, from that door. Also, the kitchen also has a very large door, which is not something very common in our setting. But let me just show you around in the kitchen. To show you around, we have the space for the inbuilt fridge already, as you can see. We have granite on the worktops. You can see we have our shelves here, as you can see. This one should be for forks and cutlery. I think we may understand those things better, okay? Then I think there's also one for a dustbin. The dustbin can actually sit in here. The dustbin can actually be right here, as you can see, okay? And then there's this small window. This window, I like the concept of this window. This is an idea that I copied on Pinterest. I have seen it only in one house in Uganda, but I thought we should give it a try. Where you have this kind of narrow window that brings in the natural light, but still allows you to have cabinets at the top. I think it's quite a brilliant idea. Cabinets are quite flexible. You can see there is this that open in this format, as you can see. Then I like this kind of cooktop, which is just there's one which is an induction cooker, an induction heater. This one is full gas. All the 4 burners are gas, okay? And we are also going to have an inbuilt oven. Is it an oven? Yes, an inbuilt oven right here. Then also the other plan that we have is we've already actually drilled a hole there. So we are going to have the gas cage outside of the house. So the gas will be connected to the outside of the house, like you've seen in I think in the design. I don't know if we shared that in the design, but we'll show it on the screen. The idea of having the gas cage outside. Okay. Then we have the microwave being here. The microwave that was bought is actually a bit smaller than what we had planned for. We had planned for a big inbuilt microwave, but with this one we'll have to replan the cabinet so that the microwave can neatly be fit there. Okay, so which I think this is also a hood. This hood is supposed to sit right in this space. It's going to come and project over here like this. And also, if you to check inside some of these things, you'll find that there are wires. There's a wire right here, like you can see. So this wire is going to provide a strip light. We are going to put a strip light all the way under these cabinets, so that in the night, if you're cooking, you might not even need to have all this light from up here, but you'll just have light coming from underneath and supplying here. Then you have your cooker sockets and all that. Of course, there are still more sockets down here. Like, you don't expect this to be connected there, okay? They have their sockets under there. The oven, the microwave, the cooker top or the hob. Then also we have this switch here. This is for the outside in this balcony. They're actually sockets, but usually what we do for those sockets, we always make sure that their access, they can only be turned on from inside before they are turned on from outside. For things I think I've explained in a video before, where we say that if someone comes, or a thief or someone with bad intentions comes and has access to power, they might connect any device and use it to cut glass and to cut the burglars and all that. So we always make sure that all the sockets on the outside are actually controlled from the inside. Then of course you have a few other sockets here for the percolators and things like that. Okay, So then here in the plan is to have a wash hand basin. This wash hand basin is actually supposed to serve the dining space. So when you have visitors here, I know there's this idea that we usually do. It's not something I'm really proud of, but we usually do it where you just have like one sink somewhere in the corner that looks like it wasn't planned for, where people can always come and wash their hands. It's not something I really enjoy. So we planned to have a sink here. It's going to be a sink that is actually sitting on a worktop. We are going to see that probably when we have finished the video. Anyway, we might not be able to film that, but you can see the provisions are right there. So this is a dining space that looks over into the kitchen. So basically, the kitchen is in open plan with the dining, and the dining is in open plan with the living room. As you can see, before I go to the living room, while I'm in the dining here, you can see that I can actually be able to watch TV even while I'm actually having a meal, which I think is a cool idea. We are still setting up, testing the TV, the appliances. That smaller TV is actually going to go into the office room, which I think I'll show you later. We are still setting up a few things here and there. Also, the furniture is still being worked upon. There's still more that are going to be custom made to make the proper L's, make the proper L shapes. But as you can see, it's really quite not a very flashy interior. As you can see, it's really a simple interior. I can't say classy or luxurious, because luxurious is something else. Luxurious is over too much gold and too much stuff like that, but this is really simple and nice. Okay, and I think to go also, there's just a small fridge there. It's going to be put in the outside kitchen to keep food for the maids and the caretakers and all that. As you can see, while designing this house, one of the things that was very clear from the client is that he wants the maids or the caretakers to actually have a separate life from the one of the house. So it's almost like a 9-to-5 job. I mean, they can be in their space and be Kawa, and she can also be, or he or she can be in their space, and they are all not really crossing into each other's paths. That's the right word to use. So we're just going to go to the bedrooms. Oh, I forgot to mention about the pantries. There's a pantry here. Okay. There's also a laundry right here. So this is the pantry, shelves and storing things like that. And then you have a laundry where they're going to put a washing machine. Here where you can put your sundries, your Vim, things like that. We are still setting it up and all that. So I'm just going to take you to the next rooms. As you can see, as you walk this side, let's start from this actually. Come on, we start from this. So this is the master's bedroom. As you can see, not very complicated. There's a shoe rack here. When you open your door, your shoes are actually in this rack. There's a bathroom here. I'm not able to access this bathroom for some reason. The keys that we have are not, one of the keys I think was misplaced, but we are still working on that. But it's actually the same exact size and setup with this one, which you're going to visit in a few. So as you come to the master's bedroom, you have your bathroom here. You have your wardrobes right here. This is all wardrobes. I like this kind of setting that we did. It's like a semi-walk-in closet. You can be able to walk in and the bed is behind you. You're not able to see the bed. Actually, with these switches, when this switch is on and you have these lights here, it helps you to not have that bright light in your eyes when someone is in the closet and the other is actually in the bedroom space. Okay, so as you can see, this is it. They are openable closets. We have shelves in here. I can open this as well. You can see we have shelves in here. We have drawers. Then also, this is basically the bed space. Not so big, really just enough. I think it's more than 2 meters. More than 2 meters space that the bed actually leaves from the wall. Something really enough that you can always move around in and out. There are bedside tables and things like that. I like the concept of very big windows. So much light in the bedroom. You can see even before we put on the light, you can see there's really, let me see where the switch is. Yeah, as you can see. Let me turn on the other one. As you can see, so the bedroom also has a lot of other lights here and there, but there are still these large windows that can bring in the light that you want. Really should be enough. And then also to tour for you this bathroom. As you can see, it's really just a basic bathroom. You have your mirror here, you have your wash hand basin here, you have your, how do they call those cleaning supplies here. You have them here, you have the toothbrush holder, you have the toilet right here, as you can see. You have the toilet roll holder, the toilet paper holder. Then you have the shower right here. So this short wall, ideally, we were supposed to put a glass here that is separating that space from this side, but later on the client said no, it's okay, this is really okay, so we're not going to add that anymore. For some scenarios we might even have a door and all that, but as you can see, there is this feature here that we always put to separate the wet areas from the dry areas. Okay, so if you don't have a glass separator, which can be sometimes pricey, you can just have this and make sure that when someone is showering, water does not flow over into the other side. Water will all flow into this floor trap. But we always have two floor traps. Like you can see even here, there's still another floor trap, so that if someone needs to do cleaning and all that, they can still be able to use this floor trap. Okay, and then also, as you can see here, you can show them here. Here there's a shaver socket that's supposed to be here. Then also here, there is supposed to be this lighting that we are supposed to connect with the mirrors. Some mirrors need to have light. If you see some mirrors are electric and all that, but with this, it's actually not electric. So we're just going to close this off for a future provision in case someone still wants to have that mirror, that electric mirror, okay? Yes, this one is an office. It was, we had initially designed it to be a bedroom, but the client said no, they would want to use it for an office. As you can see, they've already brought in this, and it's already still being protected here from our work, dust and all that moving in and there, okay? But you can see it's really pretty much a small, simple space, okay? Look around, same cabinets, same everywhere, okay? You can see there are also drawers in and out. Then remember, if you remember the plan how it was, there was also two other bedrooms. This one is a bedroom that is sharing the bathroom. This one and this one, but we are meant to share this bathroom here, as you can see. And then this one was meant to be a self-contained bedroom, which actually is still the plan, okay? So it's self-contained. It has closets, as you can see. Closets everywhere. Okay, really just a normal space. And also it is self-contained, not forgetting to mention, you have the mirror here, you have these toilet roll holders here, you have you can come. You have the toilet seater right there, and then you have this the shower head there, okay? Which I think is pretty much not very basic, but really just enough, as you can see, okay? I think that's it for now. If there's any other feature that maybe I might have forgotten to show you in the house, as you can see, when you're in this bedroom, you can still see the back of the house, as you can see. And also, you can also be able to see the window for this next bedroom on this other side, okay? Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you've had a lot to learn. I hope I've been able to explain the things that I ought to explain. Maybe just also to remember something else that I forgot to tell you. There is actually an intercom here. There's an intercom system here. So ideally, when someone is at the gate, you can see their face. You can actually speak to them. When someone rings the doorbell, you're able to press a button here. You're able to see their face if someone is there, and they're able to speak to them. They're also able to speak into that microphone there as you watch them actually, and you know who it is before you can actually open, which is quite an interesting feature. Then here we have a box for the inbuilt oven, as you can see there, and I think basically that's it. So you guys, let me know what you think about this project. Let me know what you think we could have done better. I think one of the things that we could also have done better is that for some of the projects before, just that in this one it was a bit challenging. We needed to have these things as the client dictates, to have the laundry and the pantry right there. But if we still had a chance of having more cabinets here, we could have a setup where the inbuilt oven and the inbuilt microwave are all in the same spot. I'll give you a picture of that, like we've done for some projects for some projects. But with this one, it was a bit tricky because we have very limited cabinet space that we are working with, and yet we still need to have all those appliances together, okay? But anyways, you guys can let me know what you think we could have done better, and thank you very much for watching. Have yourself a good time.